Hello, everyone. This is Kilveyshaman, broadcasting live from the UK. It's what is it, Thursday morning? Um, yeah, it's all a blur to be honest with you. Anyway, yesterday we were doing Valheim in the community server, working on a bridge, which we didn't quite finish on stream, but I did manage to actually finish it yesterday evening. I think it was. Um, but anyway, I thought we'd jump in. We'll have a look at the bridge and see what we can do today. Okay, so let's jump on into the game. And load up. Join game, join IP. Now I'll probably have to hide somewhere in my base, make sure I don't get killed, as I won't have any mods on at the moment. I don't particularly intend on having any mods on today. Done all the work. Right, okay, we're alright by here. Right, and I'm just going to jump onto the Discord chat as well. Right, so just bear with me 2 seconds.
All right. I see
Hello
what you're
again.
doing. Yeah. I'll just go and collect Gareth and show him what we're doing.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So where are you? Are you at your place or?
Yeah. If you come to my place, please.
Okay, see if it lets me
We're
in.
working on a bit of a gift for the community,
Alright, okay.
and it's starting to take shape.
Lovely. Better eat some food then, just in case.
You should be safe. There's no. Don't
So
think there's any danger.
you were placed, right? So through that one down here. And bosom is this one.
Yay! It's the boss.
The boss, I don't think
Welcome,
so.
welcome.
Uh,
Right, buddy. What we're going to do is we're going to pop through this little portal here. Mark. Oh no! Wait a minute. No, no, we're not. I've confused myself. Bunny, is it farm or is it isle? It's island, isn't it? Island.
Yeah, it's island.
Yeah, I was right the first time. It's this one, Gareth.
okay.
You need to excuse me, I'm getting old. My brain's like a wet cake.
You're younger than me.
Right, welcome to the farm, the community farm.
All right.
Um,
Okay.
what we're looking at doing at the moment, it's a bit rough around the edges at the moment.
Yeah.
Essentially, what we've got, this building here, we will relocate the other portal to the community hub. And obviously, you'll decide where it goes.
Well, we'll have to probably make another building.
But essentially, we've got level 4 workstations for repairs,
Yeah.
and we're in the process of coming up with a system of divvying up the ground into little individual fields.
All right, like little plots, like.
Yes, plots, perfect one. And what we're going to do is we're going to place. This was a genius idea that Bunny had. We're going to place little vertical beams with signs on them. So let's say, for example, you decide you need some barley. You
Yeah.
would come here, you would plant your barley, and you would write on the sign, "This belongs to Kilvey." So people, when they come, will know that's your barley, not to touch it.
Right. Okay.
And we're going to try and divvy it up into perhaps maybe about 8 different plots.
Yeah.
Um, and not only that, it goes hand in hand with the farm itself. There are 3 very heavy locks spawns just beyond the wall.
Oh, good. Right. Okay. Yeah.
So you can come here, you can farm meat.
Yeah.
and in the fullness of time, if you look just over this wall, we're going to dig out a big, a large dock.
All right, okay.
And if you look on the map, you'll see that we're quite close to Moda.
Yes.
So I'll give you an idea of where we are.
Well, we're not far from the home bases, really.
Well, this is it. So it's a kind of a universal thing, but the
Yeah.
heavy focus is on planting your barley, planting your flax, and hunting lots.
Yeah. Lovely.
As I say, it's,
I love the fact you've utilised the like the StoneCircle into it as well.
yeah, we tried not to break that up, the shape of it.
Yeah.
You know my obsession with straight edge platforms. It's kind of, it's like showing that across to a vampire for some people.
Yeah.
Like it. So we decided to try and keep the sort of organic shape of it.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
But you've cut around by there.
Progress.
Oops.
Sorry, dude?
You've cut around by here, as you say.
Yeah.
So nothing can get in from that side.
Oh, no. We've play tested this quite heavily. There is, to the best of our knowledge, nothing can get up here.
Including death skeeters?
We've not seen one. And we've been in and out of this place for a long time now. We've not seen a dead skeeter.
Fair enough. Well, this is
You'll
fantastic.
see the little goblins jumping into the trench and butting their heads against the wall.
And then you can just kill them then with the bow and then pick up the loot later.
Yeah. But this is pretty much the brainchild of Bunny.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Bunny.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I found an interesting workaround for the bridge.
Oh, right. Yeah, you built a bridge, didn't you?
Yeah. I couldn't... What it is, even in creative mode, you can only build the terrain. You know when you're lowering ground and raising ground?
Yeah.
You can only go so far in either direction. Right? Based on the actual texture of the map. Right? So even in the ocean, you can only build up so far. And if the ocean's really deep, then you're using like 8 of the biggest breeze blocks before you can break water.
Yeah.
You know, which is structurally not very good. Plus, you trying to get down to the bottom of the water to try and build them and stack them is fun. Right? And that's even, I say, in creative mode. But what I found is I could spawn in, you can see them from here, you know the fingers, the Yagloth fingers?
Yeah, the big vertical columns.
Yeah, well, there's ones that curl round that look like a finger. I could spawn one of them in because I didn't know the name of the other ones. But I spawned in, literally, it was called Rock Finger. And it gave me one of those fingers in the middle of the ocean, touching the ocean floor. But it was high enough that where the finger curls round, I could chop off that above the water. Right? So then what I did then is I literally slapped a couple of breeze blocks on it, as it were, and then run some supports from where I'd already built. In the end, I had to put about 10 of these fingers down, but I used them as like little mini islands to get the bridge across.
Smart.
Yeah. So it's there. It's only one pavement slab wide, you know, for a cart. And you will get flooded because the waves can be quite violent because it's literally, I'd say, maybe, I'd say it's probably this height off the ocean, you know, the waves, like, you know. So more often than not, you're going to get swamped. And you might end up swimming with a cart behind you along some of it. But it is doable, you know. And the purpose behind that is, where the seaside is, we got Black Forest next to us, so that's tin and copper. We got a mountain not far from us, so that's silver. Hopefully, anyway. We got the black metal in the plains, and then the only one that's left is scrap iron, which is in that swamp now, literally across the road. And you don't need a boat or a portal to get it.
Nice.
You know?
That's awesome.
I know as much as you like. I know you do like your boating trips and whatnot. You know, I'm still adverse to them.
Speaking of which, Bunny, we've missed our chance to take to the waves again.
Yeah.
We're slacking.
Right.
Oh, you know, obviously, Gareth, anybody that needs to plot the Aglyph on their map, the runes here.
Yes, I just grabbed it while I was here. Although I'd already had it anyway, but we know where he is. He's literally just below seaside.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't know if you're on stream as well, where you can see. But I've marked where the bridge ends in the swamp. But the other end of it is at my seaside. But if you want, go visit it now if you want. Once I figure out how to.
Yeah.
Right, through this one.
I'm just starting your stream. I'll be 2 seconds.
Right. Jump through that. Right, and then this one. Gonna be dizzy with all these portals now. And out of this one. Oh no. Yeah, out of this one, yeah. Over to seaside. Bunny, push me out of the way again.
I will fight you.
Yeah.
I've noticed that about Bunny. She's quite spanky.
Aye. Right then, so I've had to build a little walkway. I don't know how the cart will get across it, but it's going to be a live test now of the bridge, okay? See if we can get across without getting swamped. Alright, she's racing me. Fine. Oh, the water's starting to get a bit deeper there.
Still fine. I'm not underwater yet.
No.
Not here. It
Oh.
goes.
Oh, I'm loving this.
But you can see what's left of the fingers. If you look over the side, you'll see some rock outcroppings.
Yeah.
Those are where I spawned in the rock fingers. And I say I chopped off like the top 2 knuckles sort of thing. Right, but it's wide enough that you could run a cart across it. And I've put iron gates at both ends, so in theory, nothing would bother us.
Here's the perfect test, a storm.
Oh, you're actually bringing a cart with you, are you?
Oh, no, I'm running. A storm will show you how high the water will go at its highest point.
Now I come over here without any potions now.
Yeah, same. And I'm on berries as food.
Yeah. There we are. Now we could set up a little home by here, a little fireplace and stuff for people. But the essential thing is it works. And back at Seaside, we got all the benches and all the furnaces that are needed.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, there's the wreath there. Yeah, this was my agony yesterday, basically. But I managed to go so far without using, the pillars. But then it was like we just hit a mental roadblock of how can we raise the ground higher, and we couldn't. But in the end, I came up with the idea of spawning in something large that we could build on top of. The only problem with this, I might have to set up a way station in the middle of this, so anybody going past in a boat can dock up, destroy the boat, build it the other side, and then carry on.
Yeah.
Because this does pretty much stop you from sailing past. Right. That's the only solution I can come up with is having like a little house as a way station. Either you just sail to the seaside, destroy your boat by there, and rebuild it on the other side of the bridge on the seaside.
I was going to suggest that instead of making more work for yourself, why not just, as you said, at the seaside?
Yeah. But I could literally put like a little dock on the other side of the bridge by here, and then you could, like I say, just dismantle the boat, run across to the other dock, rebuild it. There we are, but that works.
Yeah.
So our first bridge that spans the ocean.
Awesome.
Oh, there's something attacking your house. Fuelings and
Yeah. I don't have trenches yet.
oh,
Now, the other project I got planned is I want to roof off these pen enclosures. Because I don't know, if I put wolves here, will the Fulings kill them?
probably
Who died?
me.
Bunny. You're not supposed to die.
It's a 1-star fueling.
Oh,
And you died.
spear.
Oh, he's got a spear, has he? Right, okay.
Both of them
Yeah.
speared me at the same time.
So you both died.
Because we're on berries. Cloud
Yeah.
berries.
Right,
It's
let's
a
get
great
some more food.
advertisement for our combat abilities on your screen.
Yeah. Can I get it from there? Ah, yeah. Higher again, maybe. Oh, there's a load of them now.
You're gonna have to do something about the moat.
Yeah, we're getting quite a few of them. Just stay under the wall. You should be able to reach it from under the wall, innit? If not, jump onto that little bit of roof.
Yeah.
Right then. I need to quickly build something by here so I can deal with this. Right, I need some wood first. And then we can start peppering at them.
I don't even see them. I think
Right.
they're gone.
Is it?
No.
I can still hear them. What? Are they destroying my place?
Probably. I don't see them. Oh,
Right. Put one up there. And I'll put one up. Right, at least gets us up on there.
Yep, something's chomping the base.
It's over this side, is it?
it's just here. He's kind of in the wall.
Oh, he's underneath, is he?
Oh no, death's on me.
Ooh, same.
Oh, he's just been killed by a Desquito.
And I'm naked with no weapons.
Where did that mosquito go?
He's above the roof. Where'd he go? He's moved now.
I'm on him.
Oh, there he is.
Where the hell did he go?
Ah, he's chomped me. Ah.
I'm trying to get him to see if he comes to me. I missed him. I got him.
Uh,
Right, so he's underneath by there. Right, okay. So.
Yeah.
Ah, right, there he is. Right, he has literally hit the wall underneath. Right. Okay, so I need to shoot him from in there. How the hell did he get in there then? Well, he's dead now.
Got him. I got him.
Oh, right.
This wall is broken, just by the way.
Yeah, I need
Just
to
so-
repair it. Yeah. Right. And I'm gonna need to repair.
Oh, I see the other one.
All right, I need a workstation to repair by here. Okay. Miscellaneous crafting. Slap a little workbench down with that. Let me destroy that.
Yeah, I know that they're ugly, but the old trenches are a necessary evil.
I just put down a workbench. What's the problem?
You need the stone one.
Ah, right. Okay. Can I put one down by yet? Yeah, there we go.
Bosom, it's here.
What's up?
The fueling attacking.
He's dead now.
Yeah, and that wall's broken.
Yeah. I'm going to see me putting thicker walls in.
Yeah, the feelings are very, very active here.
Yeah, we noticed that the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, the village is really close. But yeah, I'm going to have to dig a huge trench all the way around the outside then, is it?
Well,
Okay.
there is an alternative, and that would be to level the ground off on the outside of the wall
Yeah.
and place cordwood spikes. And that'll at least keep them out of melee range of the walls.
Right. You just have to replace the spikes all the time when they get destroy them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, we
I
got
mean,
a chunk missing by here. Oh, thank you.
If you're particularly adverse to the trench idea, then the cordwood spikes are a good workaround.
Oh, crikey, we got a hole over here as well.
Yeah, the little gits do a number on stone very quick.
Oh, you're gonna need to move the crafting station or the stone.
Yeah. Alright then, let's figure this all out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite set in my ways, and the way I look at it is you go to all that time and trouble building a place like this.
Yeah.
The last thing you want are mobs wrecking it, so I suffer the indignation of having a trench.
Right.
Myself and Cone tested this on one of our original dedicated servers. If you're going to do a trench, you want to do it at least 4 tiles wide.
Right.
And the reason for that is when the ground starts to shake and the trolls come, the ones that use trees as clubs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've seen that happen before, yeah.
Yeah. We done extensive testing on that, and it's got to be 4 tiles wide. 4 of the normal size sort of floor tiles. Otherwise, the wooden clubs reach the wall.
Yeah.
Height differential can cancel that if you're high enough up that it doesn't matter how close they get to the wall because of the way the graphics work,
Hmm.
the way the hitboxes work. You're cheesing the game mechanics to your benefit. And aesthetically, it actually looks quite good.
What, digging a trench?
Yeah, if you dig the trench all the way down to the water table,
Yeah.
it means that the trolls can't hit you. It only needs to be one tile wide.
Hmm.
Trolls can't hit you, and you're looking down on them, and it actually looks quite smart.
The only thing is, I'm never good at keeping a straight line with digging trenches.
I'm your man.
Yeah, it was a subtle hint.
Not so subtle, hey?
I can dig trenches, with the best of them, but I just can't keep a straight line. You know?
Well, I can certainly do that for you.
Because the problem is, it's not so much the outside edge that worries me. It's the inside castle walls that, end up under having to underpin my foundations or something. Because I end up cutting too close.
Well, the trick is, I can show you here if you want, but the trick is, don't try to cut in line with the wall. Try to cut slightly out from the wall.
Right.
And the way it works is the way the stone slopes when you cut deep, it will actually naturally line up with it. But it's something that you need to sort of learn.
Yeah, what I found is if I cut in one direction, it's almost smooth walls, and if I cut in a different direction, I get jagged edges.
Yeah, you've just got to make sure you're going with the grain of the grid.
Yeah, and I don't know even if this castle is built in that grid, if you know what I mean.
Yes, it is. Oh no, wait a minute, hang on. No, it's not. The direction I'm facing now is in line with the grid.
Right. So if we did dig a trench, we'd have to, make a nice little island on this side.
It'll be very jagged if you don't.
Yeah. So we'd have to run out in this angle, sort of thing, maybe.
Yeah. If you come here where I am now, stand where I am, facing the direction I'm facing.
Yeah.
And you can see where I've picked the ground.
Yeah.
You can see a right angle in this little corner.
Yeah.
That's the alignment of the grid.
Right. So we're going to probably have to... Oh, crikey, that means it's not going to be straight up there either.
It's going to be all over the place.
We're going to end up with a diamond-shaped moat with a square castle in the middle.
But there is a solution. And it's kind of...
I could build out foundations to cover up the jagged edge.
Well, I wouldn't go quite so far as to say that. What you can do is, like I was saying to Bunny earlier on, turn the negative into a positive. Use it. The fact that it's not in line with the grid, use it as a decoration thing.
Right.
And embrace the sort of the jagged aesthetic of the trench.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, so the notion of a straight edge trench is out the window. That's official.
So we're going to have to, start by here and work straight up, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I would go with about here.
Right.
Let me dig a pile hole. Just take it all the way down to the water table. There we go. Now, normally, you would dig this way that I'm facing now.
Yeah.
To maintain the straight edge, but we can't do that. So what you do is you go into this corner.
So you'd have to be constantly chopping in a corner.
Yeah. You see the way you get these jagged edges that naturally form?
Yeah.
I'll show you what we do with those in a sec.
Okay. Which way are you running now? All right.
Now, when you get to about where I am now,
Yeah.
let me do just one more. Cut one in this direction. And then switch back to here. So we're staying close to the castle wall.
Right.
But and this, if you decide you don't like this, it is super simple to
Yeah.
undo it.
Head this way, so we can keep the plants, the gooseberries.
Yeah.
We can have them on the island side, and then perhaps I could put a little fence around them or something.
In fact, I'll swing out just a little bit further so that we
Yeah.
get them all.
Right. I'm trying to figure out if I needed to drop down on this side or not. But I think I'll follow your expertise for the moment.
Well, from a defensive perspective, all that matters is A, you're down to the water table,
Yeah.
and B, the trench is wide enough.
Right.
Now, the way to cancel out the wide enough factor is instead of widening the trench, you lower the ground on the outside edge. And that actually, I think it looks so good once it's done.
Right. Okay. So just sort of slope it a bit, like.
Yeah.
So the other question then is, by here, do we do the trench out at like this angle by here?
2 seconds, I can't
Yeah.
see it.
Well, basically where you are now, do we dig the trench by here and then I sort of just lower the inside edge of it, or?
No, you don't lower the inside. You want to keep the inside edge as high as possible.
Right. So do I need to backfill this so it touches my walls then, as it were?
You can do. For aesthetic reasons, you can do.
Just thinking of how much it will cut into the inside, but yeah, I'll try to backfill it a little bit. Or Bunny will.
If you pop down here, Gareth, I'll kind of show you what I mean about the height differential. Now, obviously, from here,
Yeah.
the height's more or less level. So what you want to do is you want to lower.
And where it doesn't, chop it a little bit, is it? Oops. So we're just taking the edge off, as it were.
Yeah. Just breaking it up so it looks less man-made. But the key thing is that on the outside here, we're lower down than the inside.
Yeah.
And it's a multi-purpose defensive thing. Plus, aesthetically speaking, it looks a lot better, I think.
We're just gonna have to double check the sides, the feelings like we did at the farm.
Yeah.
It definitely can't come up the jagged edges here without jumping.
Yeah, the golden phrase, mobs can't jump.
Right.
That's the key phrase, mobs can't jump. So if you can get up by jumping, if you need to jump, then the mobs can't get up.
Right.
The exceptions obviously being Death Skeeto.
So like here, they will be able to get up this piece.
Yeah, so we'll just raise that to fix it.
Yeah, I need to eat more food, I think.
And by having that You see the way we've built well out from the wall. That buffer means that, you know, for example, if I was a fueling, if I was a goblin,
Yeah.
even from here, I wouldn't be able to throw my spears at the wall.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it protects the base. Just have a quick look. We're a bit close to the wall here. I think we'll carry on up in this direction. What do you reckon?
Yeah, whichever. Basically, we need to wrap it round all around the other side.
Yeah, yeah.
The further out you go, the more you got to dig. Right. So, have I got this on the right one? Yeah. See if I can just get that a little bit closer, maybe.
I mean, if you're happy to do so, Gareth, once it's all dug out and we've levelled off the outer edge and done all we can do,
Yeah.
I don't know whether you'd want to use a mod to do it or whether you're going to use admin commands. You can spawn in some saplings and stuff just to return the, you know, the sort of.
Oh, I could probably plant some trees anyway. You know, naturally.
Yeah.
'Cause you can do that in the game anyway.
Maybe place some rocks and whatnot. See, we're at one of those server lines here. I can't dig down deeper than the. Mind you, we're coming inland, so that's probably a contributing factor. 2 seconds, my phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're going out very far.
Oh, he's quite deep as well. Hello down there. Yeah, we probably best if we cut across it by here, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we got all that big rock there as well, and we. So like straight across by here.
Oh, I've just absolutely exploded at somebody on the phone.
All right.
Something that you don't want to broadcast on your screen.
Ah, that's fair enough. Don't worry about it. Good morning, my son, who's on chat.
Oh,
What was that, Yain on?
He's on the chat, on the stream chat.
Alright. Hello, Yain.
Yeah, we have to chop at this now, but yeah. So that we can lower the ground on the outside edge of the trench.
to swing down to the right now, don't I? Stay.
To be honest, wherever we cut across with this, I could possibly extend the base out a little bit further in towards the moat.
Goblin.
Oh, goblins, right, okay.
Stamina.
I've got so much lag, I don't even know where they are.
Yeah, they were skipping and teleporting around there, weren't they?
Look at all this lovely metal. And money. There's him just standing over there watching us. Oh no, there's three of them over by here heading towards us. Two. Yeah, awesome.
I'm just throwing all the stuff that I've picked up into your courtyard.
All right, okay, I don't mind. Yeah, we got a few odd bits of stone by here.
Yeah, I mean, it's night time, the patrols are going to come thick and fast, aren't they?
Right.
But we thrive on adversity.
Yeah, we'll just watch from by here, innit, Bunny?
Yeah.
We leave Haggis out there on his own. Yeah.
Mad Scotsman.
Yeah. What we could do, we could get a neon sign maybe and put, Haggis is here, So, oh, there's another one. Okay.
There's
Two, yeah.
Four.
3. All right, yeah.
4. There's 4.
What's that saying? Don't run, you'll only die tired.
Huh?
Little buggers legged it. Two of them ran up into the hills.
Yeah.
Come back.
I was watching a YouTube video. Some person made some content working out the mechanics for what triggers the events. And apparently it's a list of 3 objects that you build in your camp. And if any of these like 3 objects are in your camp within a certain radius of each other, and you were there, then it'll trigger an event. Right? And it's something like, for argument's sake, if you've got a workbench down, and say a stonecutter's bench and a fireplace, if all three of them are within 100, I think it's 100 something yards of each other, and you're there, then it's what triggers the event.
I think I've watched the same video. It's workbench, bed, and fire.
Yeah, there's loads of different combinations, but the same guy then did this like spindle thing going out with workbenches dotted around to like stop things from spawning. And basically he had this like crazy design. But yeah, he had like 2 campfires down, and then he put the third one down like 40 yards away, and it still spawned in, and then he did it 42 yards out, and it didn't spawn. You know?
Yeah.
Alright, the goblins are attacking the. That's fair enough. Oh.
One start goblin.
And me.
Just as I attacked, I noticed that my food had fallen off.
Yeah, luckily, from right, I won't be spawning far away. I'll have to put some guest beds down in this place, I think.
Yeah, that telephone call, I'll give you the sort of sterilised version of it.
Right, okay.
Guy claimed to be from BT.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
He spoke with a very strong accent, and he said that there was something technically wrong with my connection, which would require me to work in conjunction with him to fix it.
Right.
I know exactly what's going on here. So I said to him, "What's my name?" He said, he said he does not have access to that information.
All right, but he.
I said, well, in that case, how do you know you're speaking to the right person? He said, I have your account details here. I said, well, what's my account number? And he then called me a very rude word.
Ah, right, yeah.
Which just popped the cork, and I went absolutely ballistic at him down the telephone call, which would get me the jail for a hate crime. Some of the things that I said. And I feel bad because I used words that I hate people using, but I just snapped at him.
Yeah.
And even though the guy's a scumbag and he was trying to rip me off, I still feel bad. And I'm sat here now, drowning in self-loathing.
Oh, yes, of course.
No, I genuinely mean that.
All right, okay.
I'm really angry with myself for losing the rag and saying what I said.
It is awkward. What they're doing is not right, obviously. But at the end of the day, they shouldn't be doing it. But a few of these places are almost a sweatshop mentality where basically it's the only money they can make. You know, they haven't got, they don't have access to other jobs, and they got to put bread and butter on the table themselves. And it is awkward. But yeah, what they do is still wrong. I got too much stuff I'm carrying around now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to rationalise and sort of internalise what I've done and what I said. And the way I look at it, there are people in this world who are perhaps naive and not so tech savvy.
Yeah.
And put it this way, they wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work.
Well, of course. If there's no money in it, they wouldn't be doing it.
It kind of annoys me. My mother gets scammed about 4 years ago.
Right.
2 guys in suits turned up, offered to do a built-in kitchen for her for a ludicrously cheap sum.
Right.
And my mother, being quite old and not as sharp as she used to be, fell for it.
Hmm.
And they scammed her out of, I think it was about 300 quid. Now, without getting into too much detail here, my brother is not the kind of individual you want to mess with.
Right.
Let's just say he's no stranger to porridge.
Right.
For very serious reasons. My brother managed to track them down. And he done 9 months for what he done to them.
Right.
But to my brother, 9 months is like a holiday. But that always plays at the back of my mind whenever I encounter these scammers. Just think about what they done to my mum.
Yeah. Not quite in the same level as that, but my mother had a lot of work done on an exterior boundary wall. She wanted it done all in like breeze block.
Yeah.
Which is, fair enough. It was a bit more life, last longer, like, and whatnot. But I told her, like, pretty much on day one, don't pay the money up front. Give them half up front, and half when the job's done. That's fine. But don't give them all up front, because if you do that, they'll take their time, because the money's in the bank. They'll work on other jobs that will give them money before they finish yours. And they did. They took like a ridiculous amount of time. It was like a year from job start to job end, just building the boundary wall.
That's ridiculous.
And all because, well, it's raining or it's busy, and I'm a bit inundated. Well, no, mate. You paid, you do the job.
Yeah, they're not too busy to take the cash, though, are they?
Exactly. I say I don't mind half up front, for maybe some materials, but the rest is when the job's done, mate. Yeah. But anything of a technical nature, she gets one of those phone calls of, we found your computer has a virus, blah, blah, blah. When my mother gets those phone calls, she says, well, thanks for letting me know. I'll phone my son and ask him to sort it out. That's her answer, because he works for Virgin Media. I don't anymore, but I used to anyway, And I'm moderately IT savvy, and what I don't know, my son could probably figure out as well. He's got the same... I know, infatuation with tech as I do. Just I'm older and wiser and learn to live without it in some instances, whereas he's still keen to absorb it all. Oh, this is kinky, as it were. Whee! Round and round we go. So we're going to go on that outside edge and trim it down a little bit.
The reason I've came so far out from the wall here, is perhaps you may want to build a connecting bridge or whatnot. So I've left a bit of extra room. If it turns out you don't need it or you don't want it, we can just trim it off.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just take the edge off this a little bit, so they make it look a little bit more natural.
I haven't eaten anything since about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
All right, okay.
And I'm starting to get the shakes.
Well, then go eat something. I had my breakfast, like, you can go bugger off, leave me on my island on my own, and let me finish off the job for it. Oh, you need to go eat, you go eat. I'm diabetic at the end of the day, and I'm not, shaking, like,
It's an intentional thing. I kind of, what is it they call it, punctuated fasting.
Oh, right, that intermittent thing. My brother did that. I did it for a little bit, but obviously with diabetic, it's not that good for it.
Well, I would suggest it's probably not advisable if you're diabetic. One of my nephews is diabetic. He has a terrible time.
Yeah, that's it.
He's only 9 years old, so I mean, obviously,
all right.
When it comes to insulin time, it's quite traumatic for the wee guy.
Yeah, and I'm discovering stuff. I'm naturally, it's only like since Christmas I found out, like, I was borderline, and now I am. It's a case of, okay, well, I used to have this attitude that I fell asleep at random times because I was bored. My brain isn't engaged, the telly's on, but I'm falling asleep. But at the same time, I'd be falling asleep if I'm playing a computer game, and the bit I'm doing in the game, like say if I'm doing this now, just chopping and chopping all day long, within like 10 minutes, if nobody's talking to me, I'm asleep. You know, and I used to think it's because I'm just bored, but it might actually be because I am diabetic.
Yeah.
You know? I never realised it. But I used to say, well, you know, if my brain's engaged, then my brain's engaged and wide awake. But I suppose that would be the case whether you're diabetic or not. If you've got something to do, you're going to be more awake, aren't you?
You know, I worked with a guy, and for years the army thought he had mild narcolepsy.
Right.
And it really affected his career. He wasn't allowed to handle firearms. He couldn't do any driving jobs. Couldn't do anything with responsibility.
Yeah.
And it turned out he was diabetic.
Yeah. But it helps to explain a lot. And then, now that I'm on high blood pressure tablets, so I'm on Ramipril as well. Apparently, because I was taking that in the morning, you know, most medication, you sort of like take them through the day, first thing in the morning, and then the rest spread out through the day. So there's me taking my Ramipril first thing in the morning, and then I find out it can cause drowsiness. So now the best time for me to take my Ramipril is actually when I go to bed at night. You know, so it helps me sleep, and the effects of the drowsiness are hopefully gone by the morning.
Do you know, right? I still feel bad about this. The guy I was talking about,
Yeah.
had a swathe of mental health issues,
Right.
which kind of snapped together like Lego bricks with his narcolepsy /
Yeah.
diabetes. Don't get me wrong, amazing soldier, absolutely amazing soldier. But because of his issues, it kind of crippled him.
Yeah.
So he was given this desk job, quite an important desk job, and he was really good at it.
Right.
And the woman who worked, funny, will you please stop it? The woman who worked in the office next door to him was the wife of one of my best mates.
Right.
So every lunchtime, I would pick my wife up from headquarters, RHQ where she worked, and I would nip across to the quartermaster's block, and I would give Janet a shout, who worked next door to this guy. And while I was waiting and her getting ready, I used to say to her, is he in his office next door? She'd be like, no, he's away to lunch. And I would go through, and I swear to God, I would do things to torture the guy. Things like his post-it pad. I would dog ear the entire corner.
Oh, that's just mean.
His pens. I would take all the caps off and shuffle them around. So a red pen would have a blue cap, a black pen would have a green cap. And Janet was like, she's like, he was howling like a wolf. He was that angry. He came back from lunch. The following day I would go in and do it again. Turn his bin upside down, his waste paper bin.
Yeah.
Just turn it upside down with all the paper and crap in it. I used to get such a buzz out of doing that to him, just to annoy him.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he was sorry, Bunny?
You're evil.
Yeah, but low grade evil.
What can I hear? No? Sounds like I can hear like something around here. Who's chopping trees down?
Yeah, we just cleared the way for the trench.
Ah, right. What?
If you don't stop that, Bunny, I'm going to think you love me. Bunny and I have a very strange way of expressing our affection for one another.
Okay.
Yeah, he hits me with his axe, and I kick him in the balls.
Oh, okay. Right then, okay. Let's try and take this little edge off by here.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's my neighbour's son cutting my lawn.
All right. Now, what do I need
Can you?
for that? Oh, it's that one. Right, 5.
I think he would have liked to keep that tree.
Well, I can replant it.
Right, do some grassing now. Even if it is in the plains, I make it all green. Make it blend in a bit more then, innit? Oops. Okay. I'm going for a swim. Haha, you can't follow me now, can you, boys? At least I hope you can't, anyway.
Just giving Bunny a right good punt up the bracket.
Okay.
He's very mean to me.
I'm staying out of this discussion. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So it colours it, the colour of the plains that, the biome you're in.
Yes.
All right.
Mm.
At least makes it look a little bit prettier. Right then. So, how much stuff have we got? Right. Okay. I need to take some stuff back inside. And I could probably cut a hole in here now and actually put a gate there. Let's patch this hole up now. So
Going straight for a rock.
who did what?
No, Haggis is going straight for a rock.
All right.
No, I'm drowning.
So I'm now going to need to chop away at this a little bit.
Yeah, you might want to raise the inner edge when you're round about where I am now, Gareth. Otherwise, the mobs will be able to just wade through the water and walk up.
Where are you? All right. Okay.
On
So
the
we-
other side as well.
So I want to raise. All right.
Just round about here, just this little gap here, up to the trench.
Well, by here.
High enough that, you know, if you need to jump to get up it, then it means they can't get in.
Okay. Need to put a workbench down. All right. There we go. One workbench. Thank you. 8.
I think you're going to need the stone cutter.
Oh no, raise it just a little bit.
Where are we looking?
Obviously, you can level it off there.
I mean, we can just add the grass.
Sharpen the edge a bit here just to stop them getting up.
Yeah, definitely going to get up here.
Yeah, I'll wait till daylight then I'll do a bit of a cut. Seen this, Bunny?
Mm.
What's this?
No comment.
Goblins! See goblins! Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. Well, I'm on like 25 health, so yeah.
I kicked Bunny, turned round and ran away, straight into 3 goblins.
I didn't. I was trying to get my bow out.
Oh my goodness, they're on this side. How are they on this side of the wall?
They'll spawn if there's no workbench in range.
Ow. That's gonna kill me. He's got a. Here.
That was pure poetic justice. A karma right there. That's what I get for kicking Bunny.
Exactly.
I'm out of arrows now. Oh, typical.
I'm out of stamina.
Well, if you got arrows, come round here and shoot them. There's one over here.
Yeah, no. That guy just hit me full force with a spear.
Mine's got a club, not a spear.
Yeah, this one's got a spear.
All right.
I've got 2 on me, by the way.
Fine. I'll go down and fight him by hand.
I died.
You died as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he's now in the water.
You have like a piece open there, so they can get into your house, by the way.
Where? Oh, there's that guy with the spear.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
It's okay. I'm closing the gate. So what piece have I got open? I've left a bit opened up by here. Yeah, I was going to put a gate there.
Yeah, but they can get in there, as far as I know.
Yeah, oh yeah, they can get in, but I was going to put a gate there. But what do I need? I need iron. 6. Furniture, buildings, gate. Let's take it back 1 pet. No, missing requirement, iron. I thought I had iron enough. Right, okay, let me go get some iron.
I am confusion.
The little scumbags are in for a shot.
Oh no, I don't have any iron, do I?
I'm fully buffed and ready to rock and roll.
What have we got? Oh, I got iron. There we are. Right. Okay, cool. Let me build that fence gate thing.
Are they still? There's one behind you.
Right, I put a gate in. Right, so at least now we got some form of protection. And I'll double the gate up. I'll put one there as well, so we can corral them if we need to. Right,
I don't think there's any more.
I need to repair my items.
Anyone got eyes on? Oh, I'm hearing them loud over here.
Right, let me just see what other food I've got.
Eyes on.
Well, I really don't want to use the locksmith yet. Ah, I can use some fish wraps though. Why have I got a random piece of stone with there? So I'm going to need to start dotting workbenches around the perimeter now then, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I was saying to Bunny, the dock that I was building just outside my main base. Every sort of 10 tiles on the wall about a little platform,
Right.
and actually hidden inside the platform was a workbench. And it was A, to stop them spawning, and B, so I could repair just within proximity of the wall.
Yeah.
But the alternative would be to cut away all of this land, take it down to the water table.
Hmm.
But I think that's a bit of an extreme solution.
Well, I put one workbench. You're gonna love it. It's in my kitchen, in the attic. I needed one out the front, sort of thing, so I couldn't think where to put it. So I just put a partition, like a fake ceiling, above where the hearth is or the fireplace, and the workbench is stuck up there in the cavity, basically.
Yeah, I really need to take these onto my private server at some point and show you some of the mad things that I've done.
Yeah.
I've got a smithy table sat in the building with nothing next to it, and it's fully upgraded.
Right.
And it's a combination of things under the floor, behind a wall, and in the ceiling. And it's just the smithy table on
Yeah.
its own. It's quite good.
But everything else is like hidden.
Everything's concealed. I mean, it's like that farm we built for the community. There's a dragon bed hidden under the floor of that,
All right. Okay.
just to raise the comfort level. Yeah, I mean, this looks very rough at the moment, Gareth, but once we're done, once we sort it all out, sort out all the levels and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and then plant trees, that'll look good. It's always quite rough looking at the start.
See if I can get this chest right now, then.
But you can't put a price on security. I mean, once you can sit back and know that nothing can get to your base, it's a good feeling.
We need to raise up ground on this side.
Where are you? Oh yeah, I see. Yes, down at the coast. Yeah, absolutely.
I've placed the workbench down for now. But that's not gonna do shit.
Oh, something's attacking me.
That's me, that is. Oh, forget it. What is that there, then? I'll try 8. All right, fair enough. I can see what that is. Yeah.
Have we got stone anywhere?
Yeah, in the front by me, there's a few piled up on the ground.
Raise the guys over for funny. Point it out.
I'm just trying to make things look pretty, that's all.
See, they're definitely gonna come up here on this side and hit the arches you made.
Yeah, I see what you mean. The docks there, I need to be real careful not to
Where are we?
the rest of the dock.
Are you on the other side of the dock, are you?
Yeah.
All right.
See, we still want it to be pretty, but practical. Sometimes you can't do both.
And of course, Gareth likes the natural look, which
Yeah.
is not my strong point.
Oh, I see what you mean by here, like, yeah. Oh, look at all this gold just hanging around by you. Thank you. I'll steal all your gold.
You can take it with pleasure. We don't collect gold anymore.
Oh, you become a moneyless society, is it? You just barter for everything.
Yeah.
Basically.
Is that tin?
Yeah,
Oh.
the Valheim version of Project Venus. I don't know whether or not you're familiar with that.
Project Venus? No.
French philosopher and his wife created the concept of a cashless and labourless society, which they reckoned was achievable within our lifetime.
Right.
On paper, it worked, but it turned out to be a pig in a poke. And of course, failed to factor in the key element, human nature.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We're gonna need to raise this because they can get up here.
yeah, if we trim the
Or deeper at least, because this is easily accessible.
remember, like I was saying the other day, it's not always about height. It's about the steepness of the slope. So if we sharpen the steepness by doing a cut, it can stop them from getting up.
Yeah.
What never go.
Maybe dig a little deeper.
Do you want to bring more stone around?
We might actually be okay.
Yeah, they can get up there.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get up that now.
Or just here.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, definitely can't get up here without jumping now.
Good.
Now then, if Bunny could just sort of like paint them all white, I'd be happy now.
Dover.
Yeah.
What do I have to paint white?
The cliffs. It'd be the white cliffs of StoneCircle.
And then we can have a cardboard cutout of Vera Lynn singing.
Yeah.
I don't get the references, but okay.
In England, there's a place on the southeast coast called, well, Dover, and there's an area called the White Cliffs of Dover because basically the cliffs are made from chalk, basically. So they're white, and it's something like people coming over from France would be like the first thing they'd see would be these gleaming white cliffs.
Ah.
Right.
They became quite a strong symbol of patriotism.
Especially in the war, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a singer called Vera Lynn. Who sung I think a couple of songs mentioned.
Yeah, there'll be bluebirds. Was it singing over the white cliffs of Dover or something? Oh.
Yeah. She was the forces sweetheart. She was kind of like the pin-up of the army during the tail end of the war. She only died recently. It's quite...
Yeah.
Okay, on this side.
Had to put up loads of signs now, is it? Goblins not allowed, and stuff like that. Or keep out, danger of death.
Tremble with fear.
Right.
Lives here.
Aye. So I'm glad you understood who Thrud the Barbarian is, at least yesterday.
Oh, mate, massive fan of Thrud the Barbarian and Carol Kitchlow's art style.
Yeah. Most of that I was through the White Dwarf magazines I found out about him, but then he did bring out one graphic novel that I bought.
Well, I had the graphic novel. I think I bought it about 4 times.
Right.
It was one of those things I would lend it to someone and never get it back.
Yes.
Yeah,
it wasn't me.
My brother was a biker when he was
Yeah.
younger, and the group of idiots that he hung around with adopted Thrud as their sort of club mascot.
Yeah.
Which was quite appropriate because they used to, we'll not go into that. But yeah, Thrud the Barbarian, massive fan of him.
Yeah, Queen. For if you've never heard of Thrud the Barbarian, basically it was a comic strip in the 80s that took the mick out of things like Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Right, and basically you had Thrud with very low intelligence, a head the size of a peanut, on the top of this massive body of bulging muscle. Right, and like there's one scene where he's at a bar, and this guy sort of insults him, whatever, nudges his drink, spills it, and then Thrud turns around and looks at him, and then stands up, and the guy looks at him and says, "I thought you were already standing up." And then another time where they tried to poison him, and all they do is straighten the horns on his helmet, right, with the poison, and the bottle says 1 drop per herd, and they pour the entire bottle in.
I love the scene where the girl says to him, "Be careful of that snake, Barbarian, it's poisonous." And in the next panel he's like, "I thought it tasted funny."
Yeah.
Spitting it out. The giant snake.
But he's an arch villain. There were a couple of arch villains. One was called the Black Current. And then there's the evil sorcerer Tumi Kupar, which was, as I say, a reference to a famous British comedian. But a lot of the humour in it was, unfortunately, sort of like British humour at the time. Some of it translates well, but some of it doesn't,
The one where Tumi Koopa summons all the evil entities into his army. There's like Nazis and
Daleks and
Daleks.
Yeah.
And one of the Daleks, I'll never forget it. That's all well and good, but how are we supposed to get up those bloody stairs?
Yeah. Which they did later explain in later Doctor Who episodes, didn't they?
Yeah.
When they put little jet engines on their arse, like,
Right, you just need to, I think they might need to straighten it. Well, no, that's me being obsessed with straight lines, isn't it?
This looks more natural.
Yes, it does, yeah. I remember talking about Doctor Who, the reference to the conversation between the Daleks and the Cybermen in one of David Tennant's episodes, where the Daleks and the Cybermen are arguing who's the better one. And then the Daleks say, actually, the Cybermen are better at one thing than the Daleks. And the Cyberman goes, yeah, what's that? Dying. And then the Cyberman says, there are like 3 million of us, there's only 2 of you. And the Dalek says, but we'll only need 1.
I'm going to say something that, from a nerdy British perspective, is quite blasphemous. I cannot stand Doctor Who.
That's fair enough, you know. I'm a Tom Baker guy. Out of all the Doctor Who's, I preferred Tom Baker. My mother preferred John Pertwee. It did go downhill when, I'd say, from Peter Davison onwards. But I quite liked when Christopher Eccleston took over, but due to contractual obligations and them not giving him any promises, he only did 1 season of it. You know? But another series I used to love, Blake 7.
Oh, don't get me started. Love Blake 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Avon in Blake 7. The
Yeah.
ultimate anti-hero, in my mind.
Yeah. Aurak, the little computer.
Yeah. Oh, he's ahead of his time, that was.
Again, strangely enough, cannot stomach Star Trek.
Right, yeah.
There's something about the preachiness of it. Just never sat well with me.
Right.
Probably more so in the later runs. But Star Trek's just like nails down a blackboard to me. It drives me mad.
Right. I will admit, Next Gen was a lot of political PC correctness when it came out. You know? Which was annoying to a degree. But then Deep Space Nine got a lot grittier. You know?
Yeah.
But another series which I really loved was Babylon 5.
I can watch it.
Yeah. But I liked the fact that it was dark. You know, and the 2 side characters, you saw how their lives literally reversed. You know, we had one that was like the head of an aging empire, or not far off it, becomes the emperor sort of thing. Then the other one was a slave race, and then ends up becoming the head of a religious organization, you know, for his race. And then the one who becomes an emperor ends up losing everything. You know, and it was that whole story arc how they gained power and then lost power and then gained power and lost power.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Here's a question for you. Now, given that I've just said I didn't like Star Trek,
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the Orville.
Yes. But
And it's just Star Trek, but, rebadged.
thing is, Orville, it's a bit of a strange one, Orville. It is funny. First season was ridiculously funny. But I think the second season, they tried, I know it's so daft, they tried to make it less funny, I think.
Yeah, it was more of a serious sci-fi, I think.
Yeah, and I think they lost an edge there. I think they should, because they started bringing in stuff that was political, which you can do with comedy if you do it the right way. But then you had Discovery. Season 1 was very serious. And then Orville came out. And then season 2, they tried to inject this level of humour into Discovery. You know, where they had a couple of little jokes amongst the crew and stuff like that, you know, as it's like a little subplot in the episodes. And it made, is like, what are you two trying to do? Is Orville trying to become Discovery and Discovery's trying to become Orville? You know?
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, the whole political correctness thing, to be honest, it doesn't bother me if it's not in your face.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for people, shall we say, editing themselves in order to not, put people's noses out of joint. I'm fine with that. But as long as it's not taken to ridiculous degrees, tiptoeing around.
As long as it doesn't ruin the story that you're actually trying to tell you, you know.
Sometimes it can be extreme in service of the story. Sometimes that works.
If it's a good story, yeah.
Absolutely. If it is a good story and if it serves the character arcs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, but with Star Trek, I think it was always that the presence was always there. Not in your face, but it was always there, and that's what spoiled it for me.
Yeah. It's like and I don't know which way to jump on this, one way or the other, but you might understand, right? In Discovery, they brought out a non-binary gender person,
Right.
right? Okay. Actually, I think they brought out two, which is fabulous, right? I'm all for it, right? Okay. The way they portrayed their science officer and the doctor in Discovery, I thought was really nice, because it was like the first time I realised that they were a gay couple was when they were like brushing teeth in front of the mirror in the bathroom, right? And the two of them alongside each other in matching PJs, right? It was subtle. It wasn't in your face, right? It wasn't like they were hugging and snogging and jumping into the nearby cupboard or anything, and that's fine. They made the statement that they were gay and carry on with the storyline, But then when they found out that we got this non-binary gender thing going on, I had two different videos on YouTube I watched. One was ranting that they're shoving it down your throat. Why do they need to do that? They say it's the first time they've done this sort of non-binary thing in Star Trek. They're wrong. It was done in this episode in the original series, which I could understand and agree. It has been done before. It was done much more subtly, and once again, wasn't in your face, But then I also watched a video on the other side of it saying, yes, but we do still need to be represented and have our voices heard. We needed to be publicly made aware that we do exist. We don't, it'd be nice in years to come where we can be subtle about such things, but at the moment, we're at the stage where we need things to be a little bit less subtle. And I can understand both points of view, but personally, I'm more sitting on the side of gender doesn't really bother me, and I don't really want it shoved down my throat, one way or the other. If you know what I mean.
I'm kind of. I'm trying to think how to word this.
Yeah, it's awkward. It is an awkward subject because I'll probably upset somebody somewhere, But I have no issue whatsoever with people, right? I don't care who they are, where they are, what culture they are, what gender they are. It really doesn't bother me, right? I treat people on face value. I talk to them. I love everybody equally, But when it comes to people with an agenda and they have to do things for political reasons, as it were, I don't like it. Like Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons. When they brought up their scenarios years and years ago, orcs were orcs, orcs were evil, dwarfs were short, goblins were slimy and devious and so on, right? But now, they have to put a disclaimer on their website. If you buy a PDF of an out-of-print product, which is from 25 years ago, there's a disclaimer at the bottom saying, the views expressed in this product were not the views of us now. They're the views of blah, blah, blah from loads of years ago, But we decided to leave it as original content to give you an understanding of what things were like then. And Disney do the same with all their films. A film from ages ago, I was watching Castaway. I think it was with, what was his name? The Rockford Files. He was the star of it when he was quite young. But the way they portrayed the natives of an island was a little bit, should we say, lower class citizen.
Yeah.
Right? But it was the culture of the time. People didn't understand that people have their own cultures and they should be celebrated for that. Right? But Disney have a disclaimer now at the bottom of every one of these older films saying that the opinions and views of this era are no longer the views of Disney now. And it feels like, why do we have to have this? Why can't we just accept the fact that we have moved on? And yeah, the old films are wrong, but you can still enjoy them for what they were. Instead of having these disclaimers just to cover their own behinds. But there we go. That's my little rant. You look at, what was it now? Crikey, the Carry On films.
Love them. Absolutely love them.
Yeah, but how many of them would be extremely, and I mean extremely, inappropriate nowadays?
Oh, all of them.
Yeah. But would ITV put a disclaimer at the beginning of that film now, to say, look, things have moved on since those days, but, we just put this on as an educational piece.
Well, funny you mentioned that. There's a category of content on YouTube that it's a guilty pleasure. I love reaction videos.
Yeah.
Predominantly music. However, there's an American guy I watch, and he's obsessed with old British comedy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to mention a TV show, because I think you and I were discussing a few weeks ago. He started watching Open All Hours.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Open All Hours, to my memory, up until I started watching his reaction, my memory of Open All Hours was it was the most middle of the road, milquetoast, non-offensive comedy you could possibly imagine.
When we first watched it, yeah.
Well, you see, this is it. I'm remembering it through the lens of the setting that I originally watched it. Oh my God, it would never fly today. With Arkwright lusting after Nurse Gladys Emanuel, obsessed with her bosom and her big fat backside.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, he would get to jail for saying that today. And the American guy that's watching it's like, I can't believe they showed stuff like that. And he's only a young guy. And you're like, oh God, if he only watched Love Thy Neighbour, his head would come off like a champagne cork.
Yeah. The whole Alf Garnett stuff,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Alf Garnett. What was it, In Sickness and Health?
Yeah. And, not Reginald Parent. What was the one where he's a lad? Rising Damp.
Rising Damp. What a TV show.
Classic in its time, but if you put it on now, the original one, it would be so politically incorrect.
Yeah.
What about and things like the Miss UK contests and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Very inappropriate. Bob Monkhouse chairing, hosting it and whatnot, and critiquing all these women with various comments and stuff like that.
But they're cultural artefacts. They're historical cultural artefacts. That's what they are. They're a snapshot of what the culture was back then.
Yes.
Why go back and attempt to rewrite history or sweep it under the carpet and pretend it doesn't exist?
It shows how much we've progressed and how much we've moved on, and that's what we should celebrate.
You would think progressive people would encourage it to be shown because it illustrates the point they're trying to make.
Yeah.
In the past, a TV show would show three guys leaning against a wall and a young girl walks by. Hey, look at the arse on that.
Yeah.
And you're like, that is so inappropriate these days.
Oh, yeah.
Look how far we've come.
Exactly.
Now what we're trying to do is dig up the corpses of the three actors and drag them through the streets.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Sorry, Bunny, we're probably boring you.
It's because we're old enough to remember.
Have a good kick in the butt. That'll cheer you up.
Like, we remember a Jam, Robinson's, that had a logo on it.
My grandmother had a collection of little pewter figurines of those.
Yeah. We won't say what it was called, but yeah, it's inappropriate nowadays. And then we used to be able to get said doll, in black, as a Christmas present you could get it, sort of thing, or whatever, or birthdays. You can buy these toys now. You can't find them for love nor money, because obviously they were inappropriate. But we didn't think they were inappropriate at the time. We just thought it was a toy, and we thought nothing more than that level. We didn't think it was racist or culturally inappropriate. We just thought it was a toy. We didn't see the hidden messages either. Like one of my friends in school, his nickname was, he was of Asian Indian descent, and his nickname did begin with a W. But he was the one who was happy with it. He was fine being called.
Wait, you hear this? This will blow your mind. I worked with a guy in the int core.
Yeah.
Now, I'll cut this short. His job involved an almost train spotterish level of knowledge about something called Soviet Orbat. Orbat means order of battle.
All right. Yeah.
Structure. For example, a tank regiment consists of 300 tanks.
I think we need to go
100
inside the building. I think.
You know, he could tell you just by what's reported on the radio what we're looking at.
Right.
If we encounter, for example, a vehicle called a BRDM RKH, he would say if behind the BRDM we encounter T80s, then it's a tank regiment.
Ah, right.
If it's not T80s, if it's BMPs, then it's a mechanized infantry. But no, he knows the Soviet Orbat.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is this: he was an Indian guy.
Right.
His parents were immigrants to the UK, Indian. Now, when he joined Battle Group headquarters, the formation that I worked in, I said to him, pleased to meet you, mate. I'm Ian, I'm the commander of that vehicle there. You're going to be working in close proximity with our crew. What's your name?
Yeah.
They told us his name, and his name was very, very English. His first name was Giles. I'll not say his surname because we're talking on the net.
Yeah.
And he said, but my nickname is Apu,
Right.
the character from the
Yeah.
Simpsons. And the troop leader was like, no, we absolutely can't call you that. And he's like, sorry, sir, no, we can't call you that. That's inappropriate. It's offensive. He said, but it's my nickname.
Yeah.
That's what everybody has called me since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And the troop leader's like, I don't give an F.
Yeah.
Your friend just because you're not being called that. Pick a new nickname.
Yeah. It is awkward. Yeah.
It's strange how people react and respond to stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like
I worked with,
the innocence of childhood.
I worked with a South African guy. He was the South African version of Territorial Army. I don't know, do you guys call them Home Guard?
All right. Yeah.
Part-time soldiers. I don't know what they call him. Anyway, do you know what his nickname was? And he openly embraced it. He called himself KD. And it was short for Kaffir Dog.
All right.
I'm like, we can't call you that. That's incredibly offensive. And he was like, but that's my nickname. He said, that's what I call myself. I'm like, but you don't understand here in the UK. And he's like, well, I'm not from the UK. That's my nickname. You either call me by my rank and surname or you call me KD. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. But he was a grade A psychopath, that guy. He was wrong in the head.
Yeah, the innocence of childhood. You know, when I was in school as an innocent, as it were, first year of senior school, there was a girl there. She was, I think, Indian. I'm not even sure. I didn't look at her as Indian. I looked at her as a girl in school that had a tan. You know? And in all innocence, I asked her one day, I said, how do you get such a lovely tan? You know? And her response was, she said, I use cold tea bags. I put them on my skin and then go out in the sun. She meant it as a joke. But I was actually thought she was serious at the time, you know? But I did not think of that girl as anything other than a girl in my class.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the way it should be. You know, like if a child goes up to a person of coloured, you know, and is curious as to why their hands are white and their backs of their hands aren't, sort of thing. That's just a child's curiosity and it should be celebrated. Yes, we are all different, you know? But there we go. Anyway, that's my bit over with. Right.
Buddy and I are engaging in a bout of vigorous foreplay.
Yeah.
Ow! Not so rough.
What are you doing to me? Anyway, right. I think we've done what we set out to achieve, and that we put the foundation, well, the whatever you call it, the moat in. We made it a bit more secure. We'll go over it later on and put some workbenches at strategic locations and box them in so they don't stand out. But I think I'll probably end my stream now. I know it's a little bit early, but not even 2 hours. But hey, Bunny, what are you trying to do? Get out of my house! Go on, shoo! Go on, get out!
Definitely recommend lowering the outer edge.
Yeah, I will. Look, she's punching me now.
Oh, thank God I'm off the hook.
Yeah. What? You're not welcome in my house. Shoo. Yeah, I might have to turn off my idols, my whatever you want to call them. Those things up there, the wards, so that other players can have access and open and close the gates. Otherwise, they're going to be porting in you and then can't get out.
Yeah.
So I might have to actually, I might just turn that off now. I know it means...
How many totems do you have?
Only the 2. I got one in the room by here. And then I got one above in my kitchen. But they pretty much...
have enough to do Yagluth.
Oh, I mean those totems. All right, sorry. No, I only have one of those totems.
Yeah, then we have enough to do Yagluth.
All right, you got a couple as well, have you?
We've got 4, yeah.
All right, okay. Where did I put it? Is it in this place? Trophies. Yeah, there's one in here. So if you want to grab it, then you're welcome. The 2 of you to, if you want to do Yagloth. Or do you want to do him like now? Do you?
Well, I was going to say, how about we save it and we do it on your next stream?
Right. Yeah. Okay. It's just obviously what I want to do at some point is I want to do a couple of iron runs, so I can start wearing some padded armor before I take him on.
You've got.
Well, you have all that iron at the other base.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for Haggis to sail it down.
Well, we can do that.
Just drop it off in the chest and let me know, like. But that's one of the reasons why I built the bridge, so I can nip across that bridge, grab a load of iron, and then come back and scrap it.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want, your next stream, if you're happy to do it, the 3 of us, we could do a bit of a swamp run.
Yeah. Okay. Perhaps.
We'll bring it all here, and you can
What day is it tomorrow? Friday. Yeah, we could perhaps see how it goes. I'll do that perhaps tomorrow. I got other stuff I want to do today anyway. But yeah, we could do the swamp run tomorrow, get the iron sorted out, and depending how that goes, do a Yagloth run maybe the following day. Although I don't know what I'm doing on Saturday, to be honest, at the moment. But if I am home, then... See, I got to run around here. Yeah, I don't know whether to put a roof on these pens to stop death skeeters from killing what I put in the pens. Or whether...
Yeah.
Because if I put... I don't know, though, because do the death skeeters attack, say, boars, or do they leave them alone?
They will.
Right. And the same for the wolves, then.
Do you know the strange formation of beams that you can use that stops death skeeters?
A strange formation of what?
There's a strange formation of beams that you can put along out of wall edges, and it confuses the AI and stops them from flying up and over.
Oh, right. Okay. So, so you're just sort of blocking off certain areas, like.
Yeah. Say, for example, this area that I'm stood in now.
Yeah.
On the walls, on the outer edges of the walls, the horizontal beams.
Yeah.
There's a kind of very specific way of placing horizontal beams. In fact, you know what? It'd be easier if I just find the video and link it for you.
Yeah, put it in the Discord and I'll have a look at it later.
Yeah, will do.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, stream-wise, I'm going to end this now. Nearly time for lunch, as it were, and for your breakfast, probably. So I'm going to go inside and then log out. What the hell? Oh, it's a stone bench, right. I thought somebody dropped a trophy in the middle of my pen. Right. Yeah, so I'll just deactivate these 2 wards and then I'll log out, right? So anybody else that can come here can then. Even if it does make our base a little bit vulnerable.
I'm going to have to eat something before I pass out.
Yeah. There we go. Right, so let's log out. For that. Right, and I'm just going to do my mini for the day because I haven't done that. Right. Where's my mini for the day? There it is. Right. Minis for the day. From a board game called Mars Attacks. Well, not Mars Attacks. What's it called? Yeah, actually it is called Mars Attacks, which is a mick take from the film of the same name, I think. In this, we got 3 unpainted Martians with their little glass helmets on, and obviously a flaming cow in the background. All right. It's an all-in-one board game, or used to be anyway. You could literally just buy the box and you'd be up and running with a nice, easy sort of skirmish-level game with civilians running around and some military units, and obviously the Martians with their ray guns. Right, and the objective was obviously to kill all the Martians. But I thought the Martians were quite cute with the little glass helmets. Right, but there we go. So that's that, and back to my ugly mug. Right, so those that watched, thank you. Those that participated, thank you as well. Thank you very much, Burzum and Queen, for helping out with the base and doing the moat and dying repeatedly. But there we go. It's all in a day of Valheim, really. And yeah, for those that watched, hopefully we'll catch you all again tomorrow, where we'll adventure in the swamp and get some scrap iron going so we can improve our armour. There we go. So everyone, bye for now, and I hope you all enjoyed. Ta-ra. Bye.